Hey guys, it is now 4:36 p.m. and I have woken up after giving the grand test on Marrow. Uh, it was a pretty easy grand test, and yet we have not improved. Like, still stuck at this percentile. I need to go into the 90s to be a little bit safe and above 95. 137 correct, 59 wrong, and 4 skipped actually. This is a pretty easy test, guys. Like, there wasn't like I could attempt so many questions because it was easy, definitely, for someone who has a higher IQ. They will be getting more number of corrects, and yeah, even 200 attempting is definitely possible for everyone. And I'm gonna review how I did. So psychiatry, yeah, I always get full marks in psychiatry. Get very high in micro also. Comet seems okay. Physio is an improvement from last time. ENT I always do good. Obs and gynae I always do good. Pharma again was okay only. Dharma is one of my weak subjects. Forensic was actually a surprise because almost always get full marks in FMT, and this wasn't a good score, I guess. Opthel, I've read it once and I have decided it is not for me. I don't know how I'm gonna improve in that. Radiology also never improving in that. Surgery was kind of surprised because I've read it pretty recently and I mostly get very high scores in that. Anesthesia always score poor. Like, I know my bottom is gonna be anesthesia, anatomy, and biochemistry. Somehow medicine got here by some means, and patho is so poor. Oh god, I did not imagine pathos to be so poor. I get very high scores in patho normally, and ortho also very, like, mid of the board for me. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it goes poorly. Pedia is very surprising because I normally get very high scores in that also. And yeah, so total time taken, everything okay. Guessed 69 and 39 were correct, which is an improvement because I was getting very poorly in my guessed questions until now. 39 is a very good improvement. Changed to 22 answers. I changed a lot of answers this time actually, and 12 correct, 10 wrong. Okay, okay, that's all right, I guess. To everyone who is not interested, I'm gonna just view some of the questions uh, from the test. Skip the next 1 minute, okay? I'm gonna try and put a bookmark or a tag of something when I'm reviewing the questions. So come back to that moment instead. First question, pretty standard, pretty easy question. One thing was there that I thought that the distribution of the tough questions was good. Like, all of the sections had an equal distribution of the tough questions. Till now, the NEET GTs had the third and the fourth quarter with the toughest questions, and by then my brain energy is basically 10%. So yeah, this was an easy question only. This one again, I like questions of this sort. This means that, like, I feel the improvement within myself that I am not doing wrong. This is just a concept which has escaped me until now. I marked ropini role because, like, I was reading very fast. I read very quickly during the early stages of the exam. So ropini role. Oh my god, sorry, my English is not Englishing, and I saw dopaminergic and marked it. But rotigotin, I've heard it somewhere, but my brain has forgotten all the information about it. And apparently, ropinirole orally taken. I was recalling a table actually. There's a table in GRG and in Parkinsonism, I think. And there's non-ergot derivatives and ergot derivatives for the treatment. And ropinirole and pramipexole were given. And I was recalling that. I totally forgot rotigotin. So if it's a transdermal patch, obviously through the night it's gonna release, and that's gonna be better for someone with restless leg syndrome. So rotigotin, okay. This one again, whenever I have like a short 50-50 chance, I always take it. This was one of them. It was, the answer was either gonna be A or it was gonna be D, and I took a chance, I took a gamble, and it didn't pay off, and that's all right. I accept those answers at least. So for some reason thought that it was gonna be buccopharyngeal fascia first, and then I was like closer to the buccus, so buccopharyngeal fascia first. This like non-scientific random way of guessing, guys, please don't judge me. So yeah, that's not correct. The bed of tonsil is pharyngobasilar fascia, then the superior constrictor, and then buccopharyngeal fascia. And after that, yeah, again, this was a guessing question for me. I've not read this before, and I thought maybe the eye signs are the one which cannot be reversed. And I should have thought then. I am still doing the thing when I'm not reading all the options, not debating all the options. If I see something that I feel is almost 90% correct, I always see it and go ahead. I don't even read the other questions. Like, obviously, where have you heard of a reversible psoriasis? I should have thought of that. Ki psoriasis should be the answer. In IBD, some of the signs are not independent of the bowel disease activity. So yeah, this should have been the answer. Like, if I reverse the bowel disease, I'm not going to be able to reverse the psoriasis. And this is the just an extrapolation of the answer we already know. Most of the people will already know that treatment of primary sclerosing cholangitis and axial arthritis, nothing will change, it will not be reversible. This is just an extrapolation of that question, and that's why I prefer Marrow, because like all their tests are not just weird questions recently, not weird questions, just some extrapolation. And yeah, again, should have applied my brain right then. I know this, but I don't know it that well to be very angry with myself. I can still justify it that the risk of agranulocytosis increases with the dose of the drug. That's not true. Even normal doses of the drug can do it. So yeah. And sanguinary, extremely easy question. Dysgeminoma. I actually read CA 125 first, and I was gonna mark it as some other tumor, and then I saw the classic image and I was like, ooh, that is dysgeminoma. Read the question again, which is something I'm learning from giving the grant test, that you got to read the question again. Before this, I used to only, like, even in the 3 exams that I've given, the NEET PG exam and the 2 INICET, I used to read the question only once and it's done. If it's not a difficult question, I'm not gonna be reading it again ever. So yeah, that's something I've improved in myself. And this piment is easy question. This one, no idea about the answer. Let's see, 37% people got correct. Okay, I can accept that. Like, if I am convincing my brain that if less than 50% people get it correct, it's destined to be for me. I am not in those 50%. And yeah, maybe I'm not gonna read the explanation for this. Yeah, this question again. I marked it as lamb, and I don't know what happened. Carney stride is there. I could remember 2 of the Carney stride. Like, I could remember gastric cyst and I could remember pulmonary condom, and I had absolutely no answer to as to what the third one was. And my brain convinced me when I was reviewing it again after coming back that it was again this thing. Uh, this is mid-diastolic plop, atrial myxoma. So yeah, should not have let my brain convince myself. So enough of the GT review. Let's see what other things we have done today. We have actually accrued so much of a backlog that I'm not even assigning the days to the backlog. Like, it will be completed when it will be completed, when it's like when the time is right. I'm adopting this way of thinking. I was supposed to do I was supposed to complete medicine today, and I was also supposed to do ComMed page number 42 to 62 until now. What I did do was, after giving the grand test, I watched the Sidemen video, the new Sidemen video. I went outside, bought some junk food, and I slept for 2 hours. So yeah, that the backlog I couldn't do. Biochemistry, I'm supposed to start from 6 till 10, the portion for page number 4 to 44, and I'm already dreading it. Like, my brain does not want to go near biochemistry. I hate it so much. It is so like surprising to me that I've seen even some people with very high ranks in INI taking up biochemistry, and bro, how do you read this thing? Okay, and micro, I was supposed to do at least 20 pages, and that's not gonna happen. I will do the previous year questions, can't be lagging on the previous year questions at least. I will be also doing the GT review, and that's that. I also accidentally made a mistake. I realized, which was when I was going to sleep, that I had done that mistake, and still I was so lazy at the time that I didn't come down to correct it. This is my study timing for today. In reality, I have only studied for how many hours? 3.5 plus 2, 5.5 hours until now. Then I went to sleep and I didn't shut this down. I've like done this mistake earlier also in February. So yeah, I've studied 9 hours today, and maybe that will get me in the mood to actually reach 9 hours to like prove this thing wrong, so I don't get any extra benefit or some sort. So yeah, guys, comment what were your scores for this exam? An easy exam by Marrow standards, one of the best, most standard exams until now. And yeah, any suggestions for improvement? And okay, bye. That's it, I guess.